Good afternoon and welcome to today's news brief. Today I have the presence of Eduardo Reyes, who is the Operations Director for Luxury Residences in Cabo. Eduardo, welcome and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Claudia. It's my pleasure.
So, Eduardo, tell us a little bit about Luxury Residences in Cabo. What do you do?
Well, Luxury Residences in Cabo, it's a fully operating company in terms of property management, and we also have a vacation rental program for
Mhm.
those owners who want to add their property to the rentals.
Excellent. So, what is property management then?
Well, property management has become very open now. When we started 10 years ago, we saw the need of many of our clients who used to come and visit, and we were in the service part. So they didn't have anybody to look after their properties, or there was just, like a recommendation from someone, but at
Mhm.
the end it was not like a solid company. So it was hard to reach, and everything was with the mañana thing. So like all
Yep.
these things. So it really becomes a property management, not only the person who's in charge of the fully operation of the property, but it also helps a lot in terms of rentals and procedures. Many of them who have listed their properties do not have anybody here to look after their guests. So we have developed a program and many companies as well in the destination to have the support of someone who can be a reliable eye on their belongings and on their property itself.
Exactly. So, what are the exact services that are provided? Because, I mean, you hear from everything from paying property taxes to checking on the pool. So, what are the different services that are included when you talk about property management?
Well, as you know, this is kind of a custom-made situation. Some
Mm-hmm.
clients are like more demanding or have other needs than others. Usually it goes more in the administration of the payments, paying of property taxes, fideicomisos, if that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but also we provide what we call the vacation uh, lifestyle. So if you have your property, you won't really have to worry about neither housekeeping or we have a solid maintenance team. Like
Mm-hmm.
Murphy Law. Every time they're here, they haven't been here for 6 months, and then everything works perfect. And once they arrive, like everything starts not going well. So it goes from there. We also provide like catering services, like chef and butler. We have drivers, so we make them feel like there's a stress free on their property.
So it's basically you get home and everything works and all your needs are taken care of through your property management company.
That's correct.
Awesome. That's the right way to enjoy your vacation property, I think. Because like you said, often people are not here for 6 months at a time, and when they come back, they don't want to be dealing with the things that are not going right with their property. So which leads me to say, what makes a reliable property management company? Because we know there's a lot of property management companies out there, but what makes a reliable one?
I would probably say that it has to do with the insurance. At the end, you receive the keys of a house that is not your house. So you really need to make sure that you're covered in every aspect. And that's probably one of the most important parts that you will have to look for whenever you're hiring a new property manager. From housekeeping, if something gets broken, if vacations, steal towels.
Mhm.
So to have a fully covered insurance, I would say it's probably the step number one to choose your property management company.
Excellent, excellent. That's very important to be aware of that. And then, what is the best way? How can people go about choosing a really good property management company?
I would probably say that it's definitely a hard task. I mean, you're giving the keys of your property. I would suggest to pick, I don't know, two or three different companies and to have an interview with them. This
Mhm.
is a lot about connection with people. And it's like sometimes people say, oh, that's a great property manager. But if you don't connect, if you don't have that vibe, it's going to be
Mhm.
very hard to have this hands of communication. The more professional it is, it doesn't matter, you know? It's like to have the ability to communicate with them, to understand their needs, maybe to spend some time and go for a walkthrough and have like a real deep interview with people and to see what they can do and what do they have to offer.
Mhm. Exactly. So important. And as you're saying, you are trusting your asset to somebody. So it's important that you have a good connection, a good rapport, and that you make sure you understand each other in all terms when it comes to managing and overviewing the property. Is it customary to have like a yearly contract or a monthly contract? How does that work?
Usually you go for a yearly contract. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there were some situations, for example, for us that we took over a development and people were not sure about a company because they were not here. It was in the middle of the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a hard transition for them because they didn't have the chance to talk to people, to understand what's going on. That company unfortunately disappeared and stopped providing the services. So it was like,
Wow.
oh, okay. Now, how do we get it? In this, we had an exception. I had like a 6-month trial period so that they didn't even have to sign a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then we usually manage it for a year contract.
Excellent. And how can people get a hold of luxury residences in Cabo? What's the best way to contact you?
Well, we're in San Jose.
Hmm.
Our office is very near Fonatur. They can reach us at 624-144-6214,
Hmm.
or they can write me an email, eduardo at luxuryresidencesincabo.com.
Wonderful. And make sure that if you listen to this interview on the radio, go to Cabo Mil News Facebook page because there we will have not only the interview, but also the links to contact Eduardo as well as luxury residences in Cabo because as we've mentioned, it is very important to choose the right property management company. Eduardo, thank you so much for your time. And we look forward to hearing more from you. You're always welcome to come back and tell us more about how to properly manage a property here in Los Cabos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claudia. My pleasure.
Excellent. That's all that I have for you today. Have a great evening and make sure to tune in on Sunday for another edition of Cabo Mil News and Community Update right here in Cabo Mil 96.3 FM.